Hey guys, how you doing? Are we focused? Are we? No? Now we are? Maybe? Oh. Starting off already with a $5 super chat. Damn. Thank you. Charles, keep those videos coming. You've helped me tremendously. Dude, thank you so much. Glad to hear it. Let's see. I want to get it. I want to try and replay it because I noticed it didn't go off stream. Building that carbon blade fun. We have a couple packs, so we're good on that. Let's see. I haven't logged in here for a little bit. Oh my God. It like asked me 50 things. Where is it? New specs? Actually, no. These have been sitting in a. They're newer. They're newer than my black ones, but they've been sitting in a case for quite a while. Both work well. I just tend to wear the black ones more than these ones. Okay, here we go. This one. Ooh. Gotta play that sound. Oh, did it not even do it? Oh, I don't even know if it did it. Hang on. Audio. Did you guys hear that? No. Oh, it didn't. Here. I think I fixed it. Here, let me try this one more time. There we go. Now it's working. Hell yeah. Well, probably through the mic, but I want it to go through the... Yeah, sorry. Give him more than he bargained for. Thank you so much. I gotta play those. Those always get me hyped up. So I like being able to hear it. Well, in case you didn't, you guys hear it again. Had nothing to watch, then your live stream popped up. Hey, that's good timing, right? So on this one, we're gonna be doing the front doors in carbon 5%, and then we're also doing the windshield in carbon 5%. I actually had this dropped off since Sunday, so I had some extra time. I already did the whole back half on this one. There's really not that much to go over on the back. It's pretty straightforward as far as like SUVs of this nature goes. Quarters, a little bit tricky on the doors, but you know, you just got to make some closer cuts is all. But the most important thing that we're going to go over today is for sure the windshield. So I haven't done anything on the windshield, haven't done anything on the front doors. I just got my toolbox all set. 5%, yikes. He's going dark. We went 5% over the 20 on the back, but we're doing 35 on the windshield. No. Not the windshield and 5%. 35 on the windshield and the 5% on the doors. Sorry about that. I don't typically ever go darker than 35, so just got some carbon steel blades in today. Excited to try it out tonight after work. Awesome. I think you'll like them, especially if they're the NT ones. The 30-degree ones are super sharp, super nice. They hold their edge for a long time. A lot of people like them. What up, gangsters? Definitely going dark. No doubt about that, for sure. We just got water today. Gotta love the delay between where I'm like, no, it's not actually 5 on the windshield. You wouldn't put 20% on the front windshield? I really don't like to. So I have done it on a couple of occasions, and when I look out of it, I just don't like it. I have 35 over mine, and when I drive around with it, when it gets rainy, cloudy, it's a little bit tougher to see, but with bright headlights, that makes it much easier. Any darker than that, I'd be entirely uncomfortable. So there's people that request it. The other day, actually, we had a Cadillac over at the glass shop. He wanted limo all the way around, limo on the sunroof, and then limo on the windshield. And he wasn't budging on the windshield percentage. He still got the rest of it done, but yeah, we weren't about to even do 20 on it. It was just one of those things. You got to do what you feel safe with letting on the road. I mean, it's can get scary. 5% over the factory 20? Yeah. We were like, so you basically can't see even through the door when I open it up. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, I think I'm pretty well set up at this point. Spray tank, tool belts there, towels are ready. Scrubby pad? Do I have a scrubby pad? I think so. Oh, there's always something. There's always something I forget. We got to get this GoPro fired up. What am I talking about? If I don't get this going, we don't have a live stream. So we can do that in the meantime. But I have no appointments after this. The end of the day, it is booking up for me now, though. Jesus, I have appointments Wednesday. So tomorrow's all booked up. Tuesdays and Fridays, I'm not here, though. But Wednesday, I am booked. Thursday, I'm booked. Friday, I'm booked. And then Saturday, I already have something. So there's shops basically now, established shops that are already booked. couple weeks to a month in advance at this point. Impatient people, they're gonna come here. What do you recommend on sunroofs? Not too dark, not too light? Well, sunroofs are already factory 20% usually. So something that wouldn't be too dark would actually be 20% over that. It would bring it down to limo. During the daytime, it'd be pretty comfortable because when you have 5% looking up at the sky, it's pretty good. 35 would kind of be like it'd help a little bit, but 100% do ceramic on that. It would make a nice difference, or at least carbon. Okay, set up live stream. Ooh, that was fast. Cross our fingers. We're gonna see if this works. All right, give me 2 seconds. Screen's gonna go black. And we're good. Okay, so we're using the GoPro audio in this case, so it's going to be synced up much better than this. I'm just going to keep this on in case. The main one. And in that case, it should be all synced up. All right, looks like we're good to go. Let's tint some cars. Let's do it. Oh yeah, I had this one even set up and I haven't used it. Ba-bow. Cool. All right, let's go. Let's put on the GoPro. Something like this. I'm glad you're doing these. They're great. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, so we already changed blades. Squeegees we haven't done anything about, but those don't need to be changed yet. I believe all we gotta do is get started. So we need to find our 5%, which I already put the heat gun on it. Wrong way. I should know that. Labels. So we have a 40. Normally I would take a 20-inch roll and cut these, but because we have a 40, we should be okay. These aren't exactly the most tall of windows either. Stay. Bung, bung, a bung. Oh, it's gonna be one of those. It's gonna ding ding. I think at this point I get a comment about flip-flops every time. Dude, I love tinting in flip-flops. If I could, this whole floor would be sand just so I could make it feel like a beach. Wouldn't that be fun? But yeah, tinting in flip-flops is like, I wouldn't say it's the most professional thing in the world, but it sure is comfy. Especially because these are like the squishiest flip-flops. That's what I used to tint in too at some shops, but kind of hard to get away with it. Ever lock the keys inside? Yeah, once or twice. But that was when I was at a shop. Let's make sure that's open. So, let's see. When I was at auto accessories shop, yeah, I know we can't have sand. That's what, if I could. That's the disclaimer, if I could. Let's see. Okay, back to lacking keys in a car. So I was at one of my dad's old shops, and I don't know why, but I always develop weird habits when tinting. Can't even explain it, but you develop muscle memory for like the tinting portion, and then sometimes you just like run into like weird habits that seem to come out of nowhere. So what I was doing was I was pegging the locks. I was putting them down. So every time I would get to the bottom, I'd peg the lock down. Well, by the time I got to the driver's door, I'd start on the passenger side, work my way around, got to the driver's door, and then I'd remember to open up the lock. But this one time I didn't, and then I was like wiping them down, closing the doors, and then I left the driver's door open on purpose. Well, then a sales guy walked by, end of the day, and then shut it. And like I looked at him as he was doing it, I was like, no, and he ignored me and shut it. And in that case, spent about the next 2 hours just trying to break back into the car. So I don't have a good way to get into the car if we run into a situation like that. Some of the techs would have like lockout kits, but it's nothing more than like an airbag wedge that they would put in there and then try and pry it and then take like a metal bar. That's what a locksmith most of the time is going to do. A lot of cars are protected against like the jimmies on the side and shit like that, but call a locksmith if you absolutely know, if you don't know what to do. Yeah, it was always a bummer. But it happened a couple times. The other time was, let's see, it had an aftermarket remote starter system, and for some reason, like this is one of the most annoying features that people like. The auto locking system, so when you walk away from your car, it locks after like 15 to 30 seconds. Some of, like this one in particular, must have been wired up wrong because it would even lock while the keys were in the ignition. So I'd be working on it and the thing would constantly lock. So that was another time that was a mistake. But ever since a couple of those times, I've been absolutely paranoid about it. So I always have a door slightly open or one of the windows completely rolled down. I would expect it to more happen when you have like other people around. Can I talk about snap shrinking in depth? I can go over it a little bit. It's one of like the most asked about things on some of these streams, so it's definitely covered a little bit more in some of the other ones already. On the driver's door, I could probably switch the camera for you though. I've been doing this the past day, so my lines are maybe straighter. That seems to help. Can we do a super chat train for you to buy an inflatable palm tree? I don't know how I feel about that one. We're not in Florida. We're in Michigan. We don't have palm trees. It would just make me a little sad. I'd laugh about it, but it'd also be like, it'd be funny. I like the idea though. Which stream? Oh, I don't know. It wasn't the last one, but look at like within the past 5 streams. Just skip to like where I do the doors. It would have been on the passenger sides, and it would have been a car. Something I try and talk about some. It was worth a shot. Maybe if it lit up RGB, right? An RGB palm tree. Okay, so we're getting to the snap shrinking portion of this one though. So I don't have the cable length to bring that camera over here, plus it's just annoying to try and do that. And a margarita machine. I would rather have like and I have one too that we're not using. So I usually make like a French press coffee in the morning now. Oh, wait, hang on. Let me talk about snap shrinking and then we'll talk about margaritas. Okay, so you see how, so I'm pinching the long end right at the bottom, pinching it or pulling it or whatever, and pulling the film out till right about in here where it's gonna pull the whole film up off the glass. I don't wanna quite go that far. And then I just start either, you can start at either end, but sometimes it's helpful just to start on this leading end. And all you're doing is running along the bottom, putting a small curl in it, and then that's pretty much it. So you'll see this tension here, and then you usually have a little bit on the front side too. But so the end result is basically when you spray it and then hold it down, it'll snap in place and it'll just stay. So that's it. And when these ripples look all even like this, that's a really, really good snap shrink. So that's kind of what you're looking for. So over on this driver's side, we're gonna do the same thing. But we're gonna set up a camera first. I've never tinted a sunroof. How would you do it? Carefully. Satellite. I've started snap shrinking, saves so much time. That's cool. Glad to hear it. Yeah, so when there's the great debate about shrinking or not shrinking doors. Sorry, I should set this up first before we do this. So we can get that out of the way. Let this brighten up just a little bit. We'll put it right about there, okay? Okay. Peace. So, same dealie here. You want to get the long end. I always pull that corner away and see we're pulling it off the glass. We're not going high up on this long edge. We're just going farther along the bottom. And the whole point is just to pick it up off the glass. So you can start on that leading edge, heat up the bottom. You'll see it kind of smile together. And then there you go. If you have little fingers at the bottom, that's normal. You can just go back through, shrink those out. Some films will snap easier than others. Some films will be real smooth about it. Some will be a little bit of a pain, but not much. But that's what the end result should be. And then if you just hit it with your thumb, the whole thing will want to do this. And basically see how it's not laying down? But then you take it and you smooth it down, and then voila, that's snap shrinking. Thank you. Comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next week. So I hope that was helpful. For every super chat, Matt should is burning the film whilst it's off the glass not an issue? What? Yeah, I mean, if you put too much heat, you'll end up burning it. I'm not 100% sure what you mean, though. For every super chat, Matt should have to drink a margarita. Dude, I'd be on the floor after probably 2. I am not, I don't know. It's fun having a drink or two, but any more than that, it's start getting dizzy. No thanks. I should clip it and upload it. That's a good idea. I should have turned off the overlays so I could do that better and just have a dedicated YouTube video. But maybe I'll just do it anyways and just see how it performs, because sometimes Like YouTube videos, you want them a little bit more polished, but sometimes when you're not uploading consistent videos, you just gotta say fuck it and put whatever. Live tinting drunk. No, that's a bad time. Let's see. So in like some of the old vlogs, there was a place I used to talk about called Miller's. Like around lunchtime, me and a couple coworkers, we would run there and like usually just have like one drink or whatever, along with like the most awesome burger. And then when we got back, it was always just tough for me to get going again. Alcohol and tinting for me never mixed. How would you deal with felt seals that are like really deteriorating? I have like a sheathing tape in that case. It's not something that I run into very much. But in that case, like if they were just garbage falling apart. So sheathing tape, feels a lot like packing tape. Some people suggested that I pick it up instead of like a painter's tape. I never liked using painter's tape because it doesn't stick very well anyways, and it always seems to like fall apart the more you spray it. Sheathing tape is basically like the perfect cut, basically almost like a hacked off version of window tint or packing tape or something like that. It was really, really nice. I can show it to you when I get back over to the other side though. All I want to do when I'm drunk is tint. Hey, there you go. And if it works for you, man, there you go. You found your secret sauce. That's your superpower. Oh, but we were talking about margarita machines and shit. I'd put the coffee machine in here, I think. Warm coffees in the winter, iced coffees in the summer, and then I don't have to go back into the kitchen, which is just so far away. So that's why I haven't put it in here. This is all tinning stuff for the most part. Although, to be on stream and to make like a coffee really quick without having to leave is a good idea. Alright, we want to be very gingerly. Well, that wasn't gingerly. Sometimes when you get it on the glass, it likes to stick. Until you like get that little float in there, and then it'll start moving. But once it's on there in that like floaty manner, you're usually good. It's just when you have one specific area bind up, that's when shit starts to go wrong real quick. Yeah, this one's carbon. This one's a little bit... I think it's still 1.5 mil, but it seems to be a little bit of a thick boy. Baby coming will need that margarita machine. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm already pretty busy now. About to be a whole lot busier. This door is at the awkward angle where it's like too tall to sit down, but too low to like get a good look at it without hunching over. All right, that looks fantastic. Let's make sure we're covered. Should be good. I can roll it back down and look. Yes. Oh shit, I forgot the plastic. God damn it. Well, we'll do it on the driver's one. Sometimes it's hard to break old habits. So, a lot of you know I like to cover up all the paneling and stuff like that. Sometimes we get distracted. No tri-edge? No, I still got them. I'm a little bit more careful with some of the edges on the carbon. I think it's a little more prone to scratches, which I'm not a fan of. Like during the installation anyways. Yeah, so you see this smile here? The more you shrink it, the harder this is going to be to press out. But I like to start in the middle, section it off, and then if you're not super quick, sometimes it'll start coming back up this way. But if you do it the proper amount, that should lay down, just like that. But that's kind of what you're looking for after the fact. And then, you know, it should be shrunken away where you're not going to have any fingers, where you don't have to fight with it to press it down. Just like get it to lay down and then it stays and boom, you're done. I'd actually would rather use something like this. But the problem with these type of squeegees is they're a little bit more rigid and they're a little bit thicker. So the tri-edges work much better in tighter seals. I just have generally been a little bit more cautious with the carbon. So every once in a while, like if this isn't fresh, I'll only go over it like once in specific areas and then kind of use more of a rubber blade when I have to on these. But on something like color stable dyed, it can take a lot more abuse. It's much better as like a daily driver film. You can just speed through a lot of installs. Come on, we got like little air here, that's all. Cool. And a little bit here. That's why I always look at the outside. Touch it up before you walk away from it, just to make sure you're not leaving any air bubbles ready to dry. Good deal. Looks like we've got a pretty killer window. Getting a paper cut from film is the worst. Yeah. I've had some of my worst paper cuts from film. Just like picking up the scraps off the top of the car or something. Once in a while it'll feel like a razor blade, and they just don't stop bleeding. Bung, bung. Alright, where's that thing? There's the thing. Shh. Alright. So we got a little sticker we have to take off. So I think we need a blade for that. So let's walk back and forth. What kind of PSI? Usually as much as it'll take. Tops out at about 90. 90 to 100 is usually where it tops out at. Oh, I forgot again. So we're gonna warm this up. I'm almost out of the... Almost out of the cover. There we go. Oh, I think we're at the end. Oh, that is literally the last piece. No shit. Well, that worked out, huh? As long as this door works out. Could you go a little more in-depth removal? Or in-depth on the rear view mirror removal? We're not gonna actually be removing the mirror on this one, though. Most of them are a T20, T15, T20. Those will pop off. The Dodge Rams, I think I had a live stream recently about that one. That one's a little bit different. Most of them will just, like GMs, will just take a little screw, and they're super easy to pop off. The Rams are a little bit different. But for the most part, like, and the Fords, there's only one specific type of Ford mirror I'll take off. I just got a quote for $450 for XPEL XR. On my 2019 Golf GTI sides and rear, do you think this is too much? It's tough to say depending on your area, but it sounds pretty on point. What the only thing I'm a little unsure of is, what is XR? Is that ceramic or is that carbon? That would definitely help. If I'm guessing ceramic. Because I think there's like XR and XR Plus or something. I don't know, when everybody uses like a acronym or like letters for the end. Not sure. But yeah, latching this door. Oh yeah, I have a feeling I'll forget. It's usually something I don't do. I just keep my headphones on and I have stuff that I listen to, so the noise never bothers me. But for the stream, we need to accommodate. Oh, is this super chat? This Acadia is not the newest one, so it's or terrain, so it's a little bit different. But yeah, the Acadias, oh yeah, so what you're saying with the Acadias, those panels pop up a little bit higher on the inside, so those are a little bit trickier than this one. Tracy, thank you for the $3. I really appreciate that. Okay, no problem. Thanks for the info on the mirrors. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, on this one, I'll just show you right quick. So the reason we don't have to take this one off is because there's this big ceramic border and there's enough space where it's not going to be much of a problem at all. And it looks, with all the shit that's there, it looks a little complicated. So when you have a nice ceramic border around the whole thing, I tend to just leave it be. F-150s, there's a certain type that I'll take off. It's just the simple clip style. And then most of them use the T20. Thank you for that. I really appreciate the super chat. I just cut my finger. I'm bleeding all over. It's in between Nano Ceramic. Prime XR Plus seems to be the top of the line ceramic. Ah, yeah. Sounds about right. Oh, we dinged. We put... 450 for the sides and the back. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, it's hard to say 100% because, like, I don't know your area, but yeah, when you're dealing with XPEL ceramics, usually the XPEL shops, definitely going to be a little bit more expensive and well worth it too. So. Yeah, prices for window tint can, like, they can vary a lot all over the place. I totally get how it can be confusing. Because, see, the thing is, there's so many different types of window film. But they generally, there's 3 types. But even though there's only, like, 3 types, like 3 main types, like dyed, ceramic, and carbon, the pricing varies a lot from shop to shop because all the establishments are typically independently owned, and everybody is always like never took a sales class, so pricing will vary and film prices vary too. So it's like, even though you might get a ceramic from one, the price on a ceramic from another one could be vastly different just because of the type of shop that you're walking into. So with it being 450, it wouldn't be just about the film that you're getting. It's about the customer service, about the experience, about the support behind that job. So all that good stuff that comes along with it. They know how to value themselves, so I take that as a good sign. Come on, give me a little wiggle. All right, now see this little guy? It didn't lay flat while we were putting it in, so I don't want to keep like fucking with it. We got the main part, and that's the top. If you get the top to lay flat, we should be able to swipe that down, and as long as it doesn't pick an area on the inside to tack up. I like your floor. Thanks, dude. It's a race deck floor. Put it in a week and a half ago now. It was like, God, this floor is such a sore spot. And like, the funny thing too is, I'm working on a video, but there's still like, this isn't an even floor, but the way this kind of like lays over it, it actually isn't trying to like, I don't know, it's working fine. I was worried that the tiles might start like separating or something, but no, they're all good. Still fixed together. They can take the abuse, so I'm really happy about it. God, it was annoying, the look of the floor before. Okay, so we're gonna spray some water up here. Hook one. Hook two. Roll up. There we go. Would you wet the film before you go to install it? Hang on one second. We just need to get this a little bit. Or, sorry, what did I say? Did I even say that right? Would you wet the film before you peel it? Before, it's not really necessary. Make sure the area behind the film is wet so it has something to like cling to. But other than that, you should be fine. Does the floor match your watch? Yes. I haven't hardly charged my watch lately though. Come on. Just let go. Right there. Right there. I think we should be good. Corners. When a corner doesn't want to lay down and just finds a little section to hang up on. Could you install it in strips? Like for the floor, just on the sides and the, yeah. It's hard to say because if you used it as kind of like an area to stand without the wheels necessarily being on it and you just drove straight onto it and you were just walking on this, yeah, it'd be fine. But if you're driving a car on top of the spot and you're like adjusting it a lot and it's like pushing on the back, it might start shifting out of place because you don't actually fix it to the ground in any way. It just, whatever your floor is, it seems to lock down to it, but they're just like tough plastic tiles. They would be able to tell you for sure though, in the area that you have. If you go to Race Stack and talk to them, they're super nice. But yeah, I see what you mean. Like you get the look, but you don't have to like go all out on the center. But like, so this area here, I can pick it up, I can shift it back and forth just a little bit because this isn't a very big section. When I walk on it, it's generally like, it's fine, it hasn't moved on me. But if I wanted to shift it a little bit, I could. So I'd be a little concerned driving over it. It's one of those things you probably wouldn't know for certain until you're driving on top of it, but yeah, they're expensive floors for sure. This one was expensive. What film? We're using GeoShield Carbon C2. Oh, Jesus. Let's leave his... Oh, it was empty anyways. I think we're good. We gotta double check that corner. Looks like it all laid flat. Except for this guy, whatever this guy is. Cool. Sometimes it's hard to see all the way in back with a mirror and shit. Yeah, dude, should be good. All right. Well, now we can prep this windshield. Dirt Central. Oh, come on, be original. I'm pretty sure whoever said that last time. All right, we're gonna give this a good scrub down, and then we will wipe it clean, then we'll stripe it, and then we'll be good to go. Crease City. Wow. How much for this floor? This was an 18 by 20 space, and it retails for ding 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 $17.50. And it stays clean. You appreciate my live videos? Thank you. Glad you like them. I think some people are jelly. Okie doke. Opinions on garage floors painted with flake? Oh, they're awesome. Anything like epoxies, all of them, they're awesome. So this space, I didn't want to try and do an epoxy. I'm not familiar with them, and I wanted something I could take with me. So that's why we went with like a race deck floor. So this is modular, this will pull out. But something like a epoxy floor, I know they have pretty inexpensive kits. And I looked into a bunch of videos. There's not a whole lot of content out there about it though. And some would say after like 5 to 6 months, they would crack. So if they're done by a professional company, those are very expensive though. They come in, they basically sand your whole floor, spray it out, rough it up, and then epoxy the whole thing with the flake that you want and whatever. I'd trust that, but the DIY kits, my concern was like after 3, 6 months, a year, I don't know. I'd be concerned that it'd flake or something, and then you try and redo it or fix that spot and it wouldn't quite lay down. All right, we got a sticker we gotta take off. Let's get some water. The blade is super thick. Yeah, what was that about a side swipe? When I use a side swipe on a rear glass, I keep tearing the film. On a side swipe. I mean, if I had to guess, you're putting the blade too straight, because you have this like plastic notch, right? So with the side swipe, I always bend them up and let the blade be the thing that flexes, and so don't do it straight, just try and bend it up a little bit. That's the only thing I can think of. Plus you can pick up like a bulldozer or something else and have like a couple different back window tools, if you don't already, because certain ones work better in certain conditions. We gotta try and keep his car wash sticker. It's always funny they do things this way. Ha! Good. Such an awkward angle though with this steering wheel. Okie doke. It's on the outside. It's on the outside. Everything looks like it's on the outside. Little chip, little chip. Why does the chat suck on YouTube? I don't know. I've been hearing that lately, and there's nothing that I'd be able to do about it. It's just probably a bug in an update, if I had to guess. But that sucks. YouTube is usually the most reliable out of them. I mean, I have problems with Twitch, watching Twitch VODs on my computer, because they always seem to reload or like pause halfway and buffer, but like then they don't start unless I restart the browser. Like they just freak out. And on my phone, it's not exactly like very consistent either. Have I ever cracked a windshield because of a rock chip? No. I have broke a couple windshields, but not from a heat gun and not from installing film. It was all from trying to take something off. Hey! T-Jet 612 with a $5 super chat. What is that super sticker? The boss with like a flexi arm. Thank you, I really appreciate that. Okay, we can let this sit for a minute, and while that's sitting, so we could have done a couple things. Normally I would prep a windshield and then do the doors, so when I get back to the windshield, it's all dry, ready to go. The other thing we can do is lay out like a soak rope, towel off the inside. Always try and be doing something else. If you forget, what's the purple thing? Oh, this. That's what it is. Dry shrink prep. It's like in place of dryer sheets. It's just a different type of compound, essentially. Safer on your hands and that type of stuff instead of using dryer sheets. I like the convenience of the baggie. Dryer sheets are cool. I mean, those are convenient because they're all in a box, but like, I don't know, something about just it all being contained in a bag is pretty nice too. God, this dash is kind of funny. It flexes here. So I'm not trying to like shove it too far down because then it'll be completely past it, but take a towel. Something like that. Okay. So we still gotta, like I said, it's good to let prep the windshield before you do like the doors, because at this point I could just toss the film on it and get going. But because I didn't do that, I gotta wait a couple minutes. But we can check. How you doing? How y'all doing? We might as well we got 50% on this GoPro, which is actually pretty good. But what we can do in the meantime is we can swap a battery, and then we don't have to worry about that. Good? Good. I like that I can trust it a lot more. And then you just do it. No bat. It's more like a bar. Shavings. Okay, where did the door go? There it is. They made the GoPro 8 door, battery door, able to like pop off for like the mod. All it ever does is just like spring off when I don't want it to. And then they put the door on the same side as this turny thing, so it always gets in the way. But I don't want to take it off because then I lose the angle. Does the tint film come with a warranty when tinting? Not necessarily when tinting, but after it's all installed, yeah, there's a warranty on it. It's backed by the company. Good God, this is nice. I guess we can wait a minute. Yeah, we can wait a minute. We don't need this. Yeah, Triage has came out one with the yellow and gray tool. Mm-hmm. It's around here somewhere. 1 second. There it is. Yeah, this guy. So this is the shortcut. This is by Triage. I found overall it's a good one, but it's not a complete replacement. And it's because it's a little too stiff. So it's good, and it's got its place. Like, the special part about it is more the very end. So you can really get the end into tighter spots. And like this little bit right here. What's more handy about the side swipe is this blade flexes a little bit more, but the plastic housing is thicker. So if the blade was actually extended a little bit farther and a little bit longer, I think it'd be a little bit more helpful. But that's kind of where this thing comes in. So they kind of both work really well in their own way. But this I found can just swipe more at the bottom. And then if you need to get into tighter areas and stuff, that's where this one's really handy for. Torch shrink the windshield. Nah, I really kind of wanted to. Not on this one, but it's just, it hasn't caught on with me so much. It cannot take heat at all. Oh, really? I wouldn't know. I'm in the Arctic Circle. What's up, Adam? How much do you charge for tint work? It depends on the job and what you're looking for. I charge money. Like this one. This one's a $400 job here. All right, so I think, are we good? Yes, we should be good enough. All right, we're gonna go back to the pro. Let's do this. All right, so we're not putting the same film. We're not doing 5, as much as I'd love to just grab this 5 and throw it on the windshield. I've never done that. Never done 5 on a windshield. We're doing 35. It's gonna look plenty dark. I wanna learn how to tint windows. How do I start? Watch as many videos as you possibly can. Look at the tools that everybody's using. A good resource to get started, I'll type it out for you. Where are you? You're on YouTube's. Let me make sure this doesn't fall over first, because that would be a sad day. Let's see. TintDepot.com/tint stuff. That's a great resource. Shows, it's basically a list of a lot of this shit that I use. A lot of my daily carries, and pick up some tools, pick up some film. Cheap film in the beginning for sure. And then just start practicing. Watch as many videos as you can and just start going ham on your own car. All right, this is 35. We good? I have 15 on my windshield and it's egregiously dark. Very cool. I get so I've had 20, like I haven't really driven around with 20, but so I used to have, used to go back and forth with my dad on this, right? Because he was always adamant about not putting darker film on my car. And then me learning how to tint, of course I want to go darker, right? So I had like 35 on the front, 20 on the back. Then I'd sneak my car in and then I'd make it darker. Like, so I did 15 on the back, 20 on the front. Then I did 15 on the front, which there's really no difference right there. And then one day I put 5 on the back and I still had 20 on the front, or 15. And then I took off my 20 or 15 or whatever the hell it was. And then I switched it out with limo, just on the front doors. I didn't have anything on the windshield. And then I looked out, and I was like, nope. And I had it on for a total of like 5 minutes. I was just like, no, this is stupid. What am I doing? And I pulled it off. So I currently roll around with like 35. Good vibes. Thanks for the info. You're welcome. Oh, it's a good vibes, like, is that a good vibes emoji? Oh, that's what that is. Cool. I didn't know it was called good vibes. How is the blue generic Conqueror? It's actually its own thing. It's a competitor to the Conqueror. Okay, this is where I get it confused. It'll say right on it. Okay, so this is a Conqueror, and the other one is a Conquistador. So they're actually manufactured by different companies. But yeah, they're basically the same thing. I think they're a little stiffer. So this is the one that I usually would use. And I think this one's a little bit softer, like of a material. As you can see, it's been sitting in my box for a long time. I think the plastic on these ones are a little bit, little softer. So it flexes better. This seems, you know, it's like the blade is stiffer on this one. I don't know how to describe it because the black's not that stiff, but the blade itself, and they have two. They have a yellow and they have a blue, and I have both, and they've generally felt very similar when I've used them. I think one is manufactured by like 44 Tools, and the other one's manufactured, I think, by Performance. I think. It says on here. Yeah, Performance Tools. Which I don't think the yellow one says who it's manufactured by on it. Could be mistaken. There's actually a little bit of a story behind that one though. Like the whole thing. I guess they used to just be like glued on, and eventually they reformed the mold so it would be like more secure. So one of them was better than the other for a little while, and now they're very, very similar. Yeah. Almost working myself into a problem up in this corner. Whew. That was stupid. I almost just like, it was sticking right here, and I almost just creased it. Do you need a heat gun? Yes, 100%. There's nothing that I do. Maybe very few things that I do that are extra just for fun. I think the little extra things right now is like trying a clay bar. I mean, there's a good reason to use it, but it, like, you know, the way I've been cleaning windows recently and stuff like that. Need unless you torch it. It's true. A heat gun is real cheap. Like, you can buy one for the same price as a hairdryer. You can find a real cheap one at Harbor Freight for like 8 to 12 bucks. I'd suggest getting the very minimum, get like the $20 Wagner one. That's what I'm using right now. Literally 20 bucks from like Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart has them. So they're not expensive at all. Other than that, like the Porter cables are really good, but like there's this range for heat guns where it seems like anything from like $40 up through like $100 doesn't really get you much in terms of actual heat gun quality. It gets you like some digital features that you really don't need. And maybe some like accessories in a box. I've used them all. All of the ones from like I've used the Milwaukee, I've used the Cobalt, I've used all versions of the Wagners, including the new ones. Cause I just like burned through heat guns and I was all excited. I spent like $80 on one of those heat guns. Fuck, that thing lasted 2 weeks. I've gotten way more life out of these little Wagners and the Porter cables than any of those other ones. Shit, God, I have it. It's either here or it's in the basement. You guys know that digital one that I was using, like the mid-tier Wagner with like the LEDs on the back? You change the numbers and stuff like that? No, it's fried. That thing's lasted way longer than it already. But the heat guns over $100, like Fusion, Steinel, those are the ones that you're looking at, but those are much more expensive. Should be more worth it. What do we need? We need a light. Maybe. Actually, I don't think we do. Where did I put it, though? I don't know. It's around here somewhere. I know this let loose here a little bit. Oh, the pre-cut kits. Thanks for that comment. I really appreciate that. As far as the pre-cut kits go, it's not something I offer anymore. It's something I used to do. But yeah, I covered a lot of topics. I'd like to update a lot of those videos. Currently on the Craftsman. Oh. Here. Actually, I won't bring it up yet. The Craftsman one for $40. Yeah, I guarantee you, it's the Porter cable. Look up the Porter cable heat gun, and then look up the Craftsman one. The colors are like all that's changed on those heat guns. They got like the same temperature dial on the side. And the funny thing is, that's what a lot of hardware companies do, is they'll just rebrand something too, just like window tint. You see it all the time. So like, there's basically like a lot of cheaper brands will all carry the same damn thing, and they'll just have some uniform branding over the whole thing. It's really, really funny. But yeah, the Craftsman one would be pretty legit because it's gotta be the Porter cable. Those are the two cheaper heat guns that are very, very good. Kind of like when you get in like a, what am I trying to say? You know, you see a lot of similarities in cars where, you know, like a Taurus is built on an Explorer frame, and it's like, oh, yeah, so many similarities between this car and that car and whatever under the whole umbrella, and they just change the branding and change some fascias around a little bit. Yeah, that kind of shit. That was something that I geeked out about the other day. I saw it, I was like, oh shit, they copied the Porter cable. What's the best kind of tint to use? There's a lot of good ones. I'm a fan of Geo, so you could look there. Hey, we got a super chat. No message. Just super chat. Charles, thank you. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. Was there a message? I didn't see a message along with the super chat. I'll check to see if he had a comment. Am I the only one on Twitch? Yeah, probably. Everybody else is on YouTube. I stream to Twitch out of the goodness of my heart. All right. No, there's more? Oh, no, there's no message. Oh, okay. Well, thanks, man. I really appreciate the super chat. Okay. I don't want to get this stuck. Okay, so now we have to clean this. I guess we have to clean the inside first, but... Shoot. I kind of want to... I have a couple of bulkier squeegees, like wider ones. And I was going to use that for like the outside, because what I've been doing with reverse rolls is like basically squeegeeing. And then like squeegee the rest of it. But if I had a wider squeegee, this would be way quicker. I do this out of habit now. Seem to get a little cleaner install. Get rid of all the shit on the outside, because when you roll it up, like sometimes little shit comes through on the edges. What was that? Could you do a quick demo where you place the glass aid? Yeah, I can show you really quick. And then we'll finish up this windshield. So, I've been asked this a bunch. I know, I don't have any product videos. Not really. Just use it in my live streams because it's mostly for me. So I don't know how well you can see this, but I put the edge of the glass aid literally at the edge, the inside edge of the dot matrix on the on the window. So then I'll line it all the way around. So that way when I cut it, overlap the tint and then cut it like in the middle or near the edge of it is what I try and do, because this is a 1/4 inch wide. If you cut it in the middle, you have a nice 1/8 inch border all the way around. But sometimes it's hard to cut directly in the middle. So your blade will start to squiggle a little bit as you go through it. Good deal. Okay, what do we need to do? And then the other side. Cool. I was checking that corner. Looks like it was almost a little light. Scrubby. Second clay bar. Good times. And then I know we had we were talking about it's probably on this chair. No, it's here. Aha, we were talking about both of these. And I need them. How do you escape from all that dirt? What dirt? Oh, my hair. I need a haircut. It's getting in my eyes. I wouldn't say it completely gets rid of the need for a flashlight. The lighter percentages, the better your shop lighting, the easier it is to see. But when you're cutting out darker percentages, even 20, sometimes I will use a shop light on top of the glass aid. So the idea is like if you brighten up on the outside, you can see right through it and see that bright white line without having to like rearrange the light on the inside. But that's honestly like, the whole white part of it is a byproduct. The actual function is really just something I can line the whole window with and cut on without having to damage the glass. And I know there's other people with other ways of doing it, and that's fine. I don't care. If you guys want to do it the way you do it, cool. We all have our own choices. I got it made for me, and then I put a label on it because I knew I'd get 5,000 questions about it. But I got it so like, because a lot of the places that I'm running to, sorry, a lot of the areas I was in, you saw the live streams that were out of the glass shop. They don't have glass boards, so marking a window and putting it on a different surface isn't an option there. So oh, the shank. We're losing our shank. No. Ha. At this point, we should probably take off our tool belt, because that gets in the way. There we go. At this point for windshields, you don't need a lot of tools that you can't put right next to you. So we're gonna keep those there. Any tips on reverse rolling? We'll get into that in just a minute. I'm gonna reverse roll this entire shield. I'm just trying to be as thorough as I can with cleaning it. We're gonna go in through the passenger side though. Do I ship Glass Aid to the UK? Yeah, there's international shipping. Good God, is it expensive though. It gives me automatic calculated rates, and whatever you see is whatever I pay. Fuck, I just shipped some to Canada. It was like $36 to $40 worth of shipping. And there's like not much I can do about that. Shipped some to Germany. I think that was like 45. I actually had some functions wrong on the website, so I lost money on that one too. Whoopsies. Have I ever damaged cars? Oh yeah, for sure. Comes with the territory of learning. So the soft, this is a hard plastic, but like on the, was it Chrysler 200? Soft foam padding. Literally, guy came in for, I'm getting tired. Guy came in to redo one window, and then when I peeled it, I put the heat gun too close to the bottom, and then I fried the paneling, and underneath the black is ugly ass white foam. You ain't hiding that. Removing a couple Ford mirrors, pulled chunks out of the glass. Actually completely shattered a back window. A lot of this is in the earlier days though. It's not like last week. So you just it just comes with the territory. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen one way or another. You know, especially when I see a bunch of people pulling panels and stuff like that. Oh yeah, you're gonna bust a panel. There's no way around it. That's why I try not to remove panels, because I don't want to break. I want less liability is my goal. So that's why we towel. That's why we take a little bit of extra time. But we also have to try and charge for that extra time too, right? That's where I think a lot of people end up getting lost. It's like they don't charge enough for the extra work that they have to do because they're desperate for the job, so. Okay, so we're gonna peel this. Trying to get my bearings. On what cars do I remove rear brake lights? Not most cars, because most you can tuck behind. The only handful that comes to mind right now are like the Audis and BMWs. The Audis and BMWs, those are like clipped in the way, and those can be removed without causing any catastrophic failures. Can we hear the story about shattering the back window? Sure. It was just dumb. So they put these antennas on some older cars. Sorry, I just bumped you guys. They put the antennas, like those double-sided stick tape antennas on like Pontiac Grand Prix and some other like 2000s cars. Some like earlier 2000s. And I was removing one of those, and I just did it in a really dumb way. Because I had to remove, I was like removing a lot of those. So I've tinted a ton of Grand Prix. I absolutely hate doing them still. Because they're just giant back windows and they're annoying. But I swore I tinted like every fucking Grand Prix there is, and then another one would roll in. But anyways, so I was pulling off the rear antenna. You heat up the outside of the glass, you sneak a blade under it, and you just keep cutting at it until it comes off. And then on the inside, it's like a hard puck that's stuck to the glass. Same thing, heat up the outside of the glass, sneak some water in it, start working it with a blade. Well, I shoved a screwdriver in there, flathead, and you could get it off faster by getting some leverage on it. So I twisted the screwdriver, and it popped the whole back window. So, lesson learned. I'm always extra cautious about removing those now. Windshields, I pulled chunks out of the glass when trying to remove the mirror. That was on a couple of aftermarket Ford windshields. I don't remove those that way anymore. But it's like you would hear in like some of the groups at the time. Now there's a lot more resources, but at the time, whenever you ask a question, everybody would call you a dumbass because you didn't already know. So you just like try and figure out the people you could ask, and you just try and figure out what you can yourself. And on the Ford mirrors, like the little clip-on ones, I have a better way of doing it now. They told me, and they told a lot of people, just grab it. Like at a glass shop, they told me to just grab it and then pry down on it. Well, if it's a soft piece of glass, you'll pull the glass clean out of it. Pontiac Grand Prix or Pontiac Bonneville back windows? Yeah, they're not super fun. I saw a post and they said not to shrink the bottom, and I kind of agree with that. You probably could just maneuver everything up to the top and shrink everything out of the top, and then just kind of lay the bottom flat. Some cars are funny like that. So I recently tinted a Trans Am. Oh, wow. That's how you found me? Yeah, so I actually saw the post. So that's kind of funny that you came. They kicked you out or blocked you? Yeah, welcome to the fucking Facebook groups. Jesus Christ. There's like you got like a mess of older guys that do this, and they're just very shitty about the way that they share information, you know, because I get it. You know, some of them learned the way that they learned, and they think anybody else that tints is a threat to their own job, so why would they share it? But yet they'll sit on Facebook all day and fucking yell at you. So I don't get it. But yeah, I started making videos in 2011, and man, they fucking hated me. I'm still kicked out of most of the Facebook groups at this point. There's so much like, what is it, elitism, whatever, I'm trying to think of the word. There's such an elitist attitude about tinting. It's so dumb. Yeah, arrogant, for sure, 100%. I don't get it. It's like we all are trying to make a good income. And the crazy thing is, like, get this. When everybody starts installing ceramic and good films, fucking, there's too much work for one shop to do. So, why am I kicked out? Let me make sure that is covered. I think our corner is a little shy there, so we'll make sure. Oh, I don't know. I could get into a story on one of the other groups that I got kicked out of. There's just... I have a decent sized following on YouTube, and some people seem to be a little threatened by that. Because, get this, if you've been tinting for 30 years and you haven't been teaching people how to tint, people aren't looking to you to be the almighty tint god. Go figure, right? And like, I started sharing what I knew how to do on YouTube because I liked YouTube, and it's what I did. So it was a natural fit. One guy told me he was tinting 30 years and he almost died, so why should he why should he help you learn his trade? That's the way a lot of them look at it. It's all like some bitch-ass threatened mentality. But here's what I can tell you. So I got some competition around here in my area. And right now, dude, I'm getting referrals from them because they're all booked up and they don't want to just not take care of the people. So they're just like, well, there's this guy who's not busy right now. And guess what? I do that with anything else. Like, hey, do you do vinyl wraps? No, I don't. I just do tint out of here, but I got a place in my area that specializes in that shit. Let me send you over to them. Like, Jesus Christ, there's too much work for everybody. And one of the coolest things about some referrals like that is, like, they're coming from good people, and they're coming from people that have already been installing ceramic and stuff like that. So, like, the more shops that are installing better films, like, I've noticed more people are starting to now ask about ceramic. That was not the case a number of years ago. Nobody knew what ceramic was. Nobody cared about it until you put like a heat lamp in front of them. And even then. So at this point, it's been out for long enough where more people have been exposed to it, at least. So it's not as crazy of a sale. And the more people that just keep doing that raise up the entire industry. It works out better for everybody. I'm going to put out a video soon. Not quite a YouTube video, but like a good Facebook advertising video, how to sell ceramic in, or not how to sell, how to explain ceramic in 10 seconds. Or like ceramic explained in 10 seconds. Because I got a really simple demo that would do really, really well in a video. And also in person. But the concept, I haven't, like, I don't know, I've never seen people quite put these two things together yet. Not in any sort of advertising fashion. So, I think they do it for like flat glass and stuff. But like in a simple, quick automotive demo, it's just not, these things aren't usually used in tandem, so. But yeah, man, I just want to install better films. Hey, so we're gonna check this out and see what we got. Ooh, somebody cracked a back window. Broke one back window on a pickup. Kid had two 15s in the back seat against the glass, removing some old tint, and it popped. Glass guy said he bet the window was already cracked, but held in my tint. On those, I would think they'd be tempered though. So if it was cracked, the whole thing would kind of already be shattered. But when you have two 15s, yeah, you've been pounding that back window for a long time already. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt that had something to do with it. But anytime I've seen one of the back windows broken, they've been, they're all tempered as far as I know. So it wouldn't be cracked, it'd be like shattered into a million little pieces, held together in place by the tint, but you'd see the shatter already happen. All right, we need a couple of cleaner towels. How do you remove the dots area on the top of the windshield? You don't. Not really. You can try and heat them up and like press it down a little bit, but it's just kind of a staple. Like if you wanted to, you could try and sand them down. You gotta be really, really careful of sanding past it though. Oh, I'm getting stuck. So like this area is all gonna silver out. And I can try and stick it down a little bit better, but for the most part, there's not much you can do about it. Heat it up, sand it. Even then, it's not a whole lot. Cool. So let's wipe off this inside. Good? I think so. Yeah, these are little chips here. No, it's outside. That's just a towel mark. Oh, that's always good when that's the case. You see a line and you're like, oh shit. No, I think we're good. Let's hop on over to the driver's side. Take a look-see there. One day we'll get the trash can. Good God, come on. Thank you. Ooh, buddy. Do I ever get contamination? Sure. Sure, it happens. There'll usually be like a little speck here or there too, but it shouldn't be anything like, you know, you shouldn't have anything major. But the longer you put into it, usually the better it turns out. Good deal. I think we good. Yay. Don't pull, don't pull. Thank you. Sorry. It's nothing like having a GoPro. Yeah, the thing that would concern me, I think, the most in an install like this is like having some line right in front of the driver, so I'm trying to like get an angle on it. Everything looks good though. Yeah, we're good. But my reverse roll started turning out much better when I started cleaning off the outside. Plus I also had some more practice too at that point. Couple things. Cleaning them off on the outside, and then honestly it's been easier being over on the the passenger side, setting it on the driver's side and then rolling it over. I didn't think that would be the case, but I don't know, one day I just decided to go for it, and I had a much easier time doing it that way. Oh no, my clay bar. Oh, good. Oh, we got a little paper on it, so we're gonna get rid of that. I always try and leave these clay bars either on towels or put them back in the case. I think we're all set at this point. Let me check it over. Probably a couple little things to press out. Tint an iPhone. I've done it before. Not very well though. You should have a podcast show about tint. This is kind of like my way of doing that. We can talk about whatever and then also cover specific issues and topics and stuff like that. I wanted to do some type of an audio thing though, but that was like, so there is time where I'll be like working at like the glass shop or something, and I'll be on the phone anyways. So it would be cool if I could work out a way to have that listen to a lot more people, but also have some like chat room around it too. So I was like working with trying some Discord for something like that, but I still haven't like ironed out any type of a schedule or system or anything. Seems like it's a bit of a tough thing to put together. Got that little guy right there. That is the picket fence. Alright, so we need to heat up on the outside. We got a little guy right here. Can be tricky. Okay. So like what I try and do is keep a shank. So if I got a little guy on the inside, what I'll try and do, slowly heat it up, and then keep a shank there, and that pries the seal back and kind of keeps it out of the way. But sometimes these things just don't want to lay down, so if that's the case, we don't want to have to force it too much. You can somewhat, so get it nice and hot on the outside and then warm the space up on the inside. I just can't get a heat gun too close to that. You guys remember my story about the 200? So basically what happens is like the water will seep back into that spot and then almost like wiggle it back up. So if you keep the seal pulled back for long enough, it'll usually set down. But it seems to be this corner. So if that's the case, we're just gonna redo it. Yeah. Remember I was struggling with this corner? I think we'll be okay, but I'm not 100. It's still wet. Yeah. It's just not wanting to sit down and dry out very quickly, so it'll stay that way. Yeah, we're gonna redo this one. I'm not super happy about that. We can make it better. There's some things like corner that's too pinched up. It's a long-term problem. It's one of those things where I probably could have let it sit for longer and probably could have, but hey, everything else is done. So y'all are being cool, so we'll just go ahead and redo this one. It would make me feel better anyways. So we'll redo it. I swear I have like an extra piece of 5. Do I? Or do I not? Was it? Is there any way to get scratches out of tint? No. Unfortunately, once a film is scratched, it's scratched for good. It's really annoying, so it can happen quite often in installation too. If your film kind of, like, I don't know. If you have like a little piece of sand or something, or whatever, that can, where is it? This little air. There we go. Get it while it's wet. Yeah. Okay, cool. It's one of those things. So if I was to like squeegee this window and then have just like the tiniest little piece of sand or something, drag it across the film, it'd be fucked. Nothing you can do about it. Unfortunately, you gotta tell your puppy to back off your windows. I know what you mean though about puppies with separation anxiety. Shit, I got a dog that'll do the same. Actually, so here's a gross funny story though. The 2020 McLaren. Oh, I gotta comment on those. So the 2020 McLaren. Oh, wait. So I can't 100% say, but I did a newer McLaren. And it was like, God, I'm trying to. I don't remember McLaren numbers, but I did them vertically, kind of, and then snuck the film in the seal, and then I saw a video where the seals pop out like super easy, and I was like, what the fuck? But I don't blame you. Taking on a McLaren is definitely a scary proposition if you're not used to doing stuff like that. I'm certainly not yet, but we'll just kind of jump into it. What was that? It shifts? What shifts on the top? I missed something. Okay, so back to 5%. I thought I had a piece of 5. That, maybe? No, this is 20. Did I just put it back? 35? Why are all my films all jumbled up? I got 30. Oh, I got 35 and 5 in the wrong spot. 35 and 20 in the wrong spot. So we're going to take this. We're going to go over to the driver's side. We're going to redo this. We're going to make it look 100. And then we'll be all set. Because we got a little bit of time. You guys remember? Make it look easy? Well, I hope not now. We gotta redo a window. Shit happens. I just like when this happens when it's not the end of the world. Like, or when I'm not, like, feeling very behind. Oh, Gio. You are one slick roll. How do I deal with... Oh my god. Where's my knife? Guys, I'm stuck. Help. Somebody want to come cut this off for me? Oh, I got a knife in there. Jesus Christ. So I usually cut things on the other side, not on the driver's side. So when I go over to the driver's side, shit's all sorts of funky for me because it's opposite. So if you guys ever want to see me act new, just having to do everything on the driver's side. Yeah, there we go. It's heavy. It's heavy, and the roll... Oh, thank God. This is my extra piece that I was thinking of, but it's not big enough. I was like, oh shit, if I just found my extra piece... No. But this is what I was thinking about. I'd say it feels a little South Korean. Do you double cut normally? Yeah. Yeah, we had this one double cut. It just didn't turn out as well as what I'd hoped. So we're gonna redo it. Yeah, it's all part of the game though. Happens to everybody. So, but what's good is you learn, one, when you remove the film, if it didn't leave all the glue behind, the window is now cleaner than it was before. And two, you definitely learn some fine adjustments for the next one, right? So if you bind up in like the front corner, then you know, cut it a little slimmer in that corner because you obviously went too far. I mean, it could have been a fluke too, but on this one, I don't know. I think I went a little bit far. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Definitely a lot more used to the passenger side though. Double cut, install, move on. Bing, 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 bing. Oh. Ah, both of them. I thought I put both of them in there. How many dust specks on a rear window? It's not something I ever count. It's overall impression. So, here's the thing. If you ask in any one of the groups if there's a such thing as a perfect tint job, every single tinter will tell you, no, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be specs. There's always going to be like a little something. If they're patchy or grouped together or excessively large is where you really have a problem. So you basically want it to not be noticed. Like, yeah, you don't want any, and you do your best to make sure that there's nothing there. And this is always kind of a tricky thing to try and explain, because it can make everybody sound like a hack, right? But basically, you got, like, most times you gotta look at the car as a whole and think of the things that they would notice first. So like if you have a big imperfection in the driver's door, chances are they're gonna look at the rest of the car extra close. If you make the driver's door extra perfect, chances are they're not gonna be as critical about the rest of the car. You still wanna do an extremely good job, but it's not about counting individual specs, because you could have to redo a window over one spec with the right customer. By and large, most people, when you're priced accordingly, will come to you, you do a good job, and then they're like, cool, thanks. They look it over, awesome, and then they're on their way. Same thing with like picking up a car at a dealership. Like, shit, I got a bunch of videos I could link. Detailers know brand new cars from the dealership need to get their paint corrected. Dealership's not going to do that. But in a customer's mind, when they pick up a car from a dealership, a lot of times they think that it's perfect. But then the right person could point out a million little imperfections. It's all about what the customer sees and is willing to accept. So, have you ever had one really picky? Yeah, today actually. Ran out to do a couple of F-150 doors, and shit, I'm out of plastic. Ran out to do a couple of F-150 doors, and I had a teeny, so like the slopes down here, right in the middle, I had a little tiny crease. And it hit the light just the right way. So when the guy came over to the truck and he started looking like this, he's like, what is that? Well, I just redid the window for him on the spot. And the second time around, he was happy. So if the bigger rule of thumb here is if the customer has a problem with it, take care of it. There is no perfect, there's never gonna be a perfect, but there's going to be a level of acceptability for the customers, and you just try and do your best to achieve that. So, not all my installs are 100% perfect, but I try my damnedest Do the best you can with the time that you have. But generally speaking, if somebody is like, hey, I have a problem with my car, look at it. You could sit there, you could argue with them, you could debate. At the end of the day, they have to live with the car. And you don't. And they're your customer. So do what you can to make them happy. Not everybody's gonna be like that. And we would all love to not have problems. And shit, I used to not even look at it that way. I used to be upset. I used to say, like, really, over that? Do you realize what we're doing? Like, arguments in the back of the shop. When they would just pull a car back and like, hey, redo this one window. And it's like, why? They're like, customer has a problem with it. And they're, yeah, what's the problem? So, it's a very deep topic. But, you know, and that's not the be-all, end-all answer. But generally speaking, put yourself, you know, in their shoes. If you were paying X amount of dollars to have something done and you had an issue with it, like, fuck, if you have a problem with, like, the way your food is cooked, a lot of times they'll just redo it, right? So, you know, do unto others. It'll come back to you, though, for good. At least that's what they say. Where's my blue guy? There's my blue guy. Yeah, 100%. Also depends on, like, your conditions and if you're mobile, stuff like that. Yeah, and those are all things that I wish there was a better way to explain this, because it unfortunately makes you sound like a hack a lot of the times. Like, if you start saying, like, oh, this job might not be perfect, blah, 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 like trying to prepare them for the worst type of thing, and they're like, oh, shit, do I really want this guy to do it? But yeah. You know, you can be in not ideal environments, and the customer just says, go ahead with the work, and the best you can is the best you can. I mean, to be honest, that's how I felt a little bit today, but the air was really low. Like, everything was, like, this was a restoration shop, but they weren't doing anything. So the whole place was shut down. So, like, I come in, I tint the window, and I could have, like, said, oh, yeah, the floors are disgusting, or, you know, I'm in a body shop, the lighting's not very good where I'm at, blah, 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 blah. But, just redo it. He was happy the second time around. I didn't have a debate, and we're cool. Do I put this too far back? Is that my problem? I feel like I'm running into the same issue here. You know how I said adapt and adjust? And I feel like I didn't do that. Hang on. Oh wait, no, we got it. Okay. I feel like we still a little bit. It's tight there, so. But I think we're good. Well, still using baby shampoo? Yes. Yes, but we have downgraded? I say upgrade, but it's less expensive. We're using Sesame Street right now. which sounds hilarious, but it's good shit. It seems like, so with Johnson & Johnson, I usually could just start tinting the next day with it if the climate wasn't that warm. And I'd be fine. I could still, like, it'd be a little tackier, but I could still tint with it. This Sesame Street stuff, if I let it sit in my tank for a day and I come back the next day, it's getting pretty tacky. So, but everything else about it is really, really good. And it doesn't freeze in the wintertime. It's magic. And it's $1. Okay, that went a little smoother. Yay. Good deal. Let's get that soap out of there. We'll get a heat gun. We'll dry this door off, and we'll be good to go. Good job, thank you. We were still a little bit not as, what do I say? I don't know. Could have been smoother. Could have been smoother down in that bottom corner there. I don't know. Sometimes you just work up hand motions for one side, and then you go to the other side and you just, for whatever reason, can't quite get it the same. Yeah. Oh, 100%. It depends on where the specs are. Yeah, absolutely. So, let's, for example, if we, like, and these are usually bigger specs. So, like, if I had, like, a little crease or something that was right here, you're looking right through the mirror. It's on the driver's door. You'd be looking straight through that crease all the time. If it was like a little guy back here, chances are you wouldn't notice as much, right? Still the same type of thing on the same door. But that's just like more one of those, like, how you say, yeah, it's just sometimes the way it is. It goes into more of like psychology, I guess. You know, if they got to stare at it, like, yeah. Just like somebody said in chat, 100%. If I have something right in the driver's line of sight here, like, we got a big window, there's probably going to be something. But if I'm looking at it right here all the time, I'm going to be pissed. But if it's over there, I probably wouldn't notice it. So, or at least it wouldn't be as big of an irritation. So, where do you read your comments? Oh, I'm psychic. I just know what people say when they say it. No, it's all in my head. Fuck. Literally, Microsoft Sam text-to-speech on my headset. Every single comment, every single question. So when I'm talking, a lot of times I'll miss something. But yeah, I just have text-to-speech. It's the only way I can get anything done and answer questions. It's worked out really well. And to be honest, I've gotten so used to it that it's weird if I don't have people talking to me. Or Microsoft Sam talking to me. I've gotten pretty used to it. But I do kind of wish I could have music or something. Damn, this is sweet. Hell yeah. Look at that. Does that look good? I think that looks good. Whew. Well, that was fun. What are we, 2:19? Again. Jesus Christ. All my live streams seem to peter on like 2 to 2.5 hours, no matter what I'm doing. And even this, I thought this would be quicker. A little over 2 hours. Are we still good on the mic? Yeah. Okay, cool. Do you ever use a peel board? I have a back window that I use as a peel board sometimes. For the most part, I like peeling them just off of the. I like peeling them off of the car themselves. It's just something I've always been used to. So I go, like I'd be mobile, jump from shop to shop, and they wouldn't have any type of peel boards or something for me. If I was using plotters, they're much more beneficial. Yeah, I work a lot better with music. Yeah, I always listen to like a podcast while I'm working too. So I'm always either listening to something, generally music, or music or a podcast, trying to learn something. Sorry, I just got a question from a customer. Wondering if I can roll down. Oh. Yeah, you should. What's today? Today's Monday? Sorry, I'm trying to think. When did I do this one? I did this one Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, that should be fine. Cool. Sorry, I was answering a customer. I know you like the GeoShield film better than Lexan, but can you explain why you like GeoShield more? Yes, I actually even made a video. Somebody also commented and said Lexan didn't have a UV inhibitor, but I want to know how they figured that out. God, what is it called? 100 carbon tint. Here, I'll post it in chat for you. Putting GeoShield C2. Ah! Here, I'm posting a link in chat. This is to that video on the difference between GeoShield and Lexan. GeoShield, their new ceramic doesn't have a haze. That's the biggest reason. Plus, if there were to be a problem down the road, they're going to back it a lot more than Lexan does. And generally speaking, the better quality the film is, like the more you pay for a film, the better quality it is too. So the haze is like the #1 issue for me. So when you pull it outside, you see them side by side in that video, you'll see the haze that I'm talking about. Matt, since you're done, do you want to do my online school for me? No. I want to chill. I want to chill for the rest of the day. It's 5. Damn. I didn't even think it was this late. What % tint do you recommend for the back window of a van so people can't see into easily, but I can still see out? 5. 5 is going to be your biggest. Is going to be the most privacy. So when you drive around and you see factory tint, you'll see a lot of those. Like factory tint is like 20%. So those are already pretty common on trucks and SUVs. If yours is not already factory tinted, you at least have a lot that you could look at. If you think that is not dark enough, then go with 5. 5 is still, it's going to be tough to see out of. It's really tough to balance privacy and visibility. Like real privacy, where you get up to the car and you look in and you can't quite see in. You'll be able to tell with 20%, but anything like darker, you can. Thank you. Yeah, you can chill and do my online school. So I can practice tinting. Well, if you're practicing tinting, why do you need to go to school? I'm kidding. I went to school too. Aviation mechanics. And I'm still tinting. Alrighty. Well, I think with that, I think we're pretty good. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go chill. What about Eurocars? They have the same question, privacy. They have green tone glass. Yeah, we have one of those here, the VW Tiguan. They'll be about it's same answer, except whatever you put over it, it's still gonna have a green tone to it. There's not much you can do about that because whatever tint you're putting over it, it's just going to be another color over the green. It's not gonna like neutralize that. From my experience, if you use Lexan, go with the Ultra Carbon on their site for sure. I did 2 windows, same shade of my car sample. There's a huge difference in clarity. I have their better one. I actually have both of their films, and I put them side by side. It might have been better than their other one, so that's good that it was improvement. But GeoShield, the C2, is an improvement over that. It's the first carbon that I've seen that I feel confident on like no low angle haze. So it looks really, really good. And oh my God, the ooh, I should show you guys really quick. I got me a pretty heat box here. I can't really hold it up that high, but it spins. So here's the bulb, and the glass spins around. Ooh. And I also have a solar meter. So I have a quick video I'm gonna put together on that. Yeah, they're good. They're good entry-level film for sure. Like as far as for the price goes. And just the thing about cheaper films in general is like you don't. If you're practicing, sure, absolutely. But if you're looking to install for customers, you don't need to price yourself that low. I am living proof. This one right here, I'm out of a garage. The only difference, like I've been tinting for 11 years, but people don't know who I am. I just make silly videos online, but they've never even seen them. They just want tint. So, GeoShield is way better, just judging them for cheap film options. Burn just sending me some more samples of the ceramics. Awesome. Yeah, that's exactly it. I want to be very clear about that. You know, I think there's a lot of people that are looking for my endorsement on Lexan, saying that it's as good as using something like that. And it's not. There is a reason why there's a price difference, or else we'd all be using that. I mean, yeah, we all want to pay as little as we can and get the biggest profit. But when you're using a better film, honestly, when you break it down per car, your margins are very, very good. So the difference becomes negligible when you break it down. From a film roll, you can get, like on a 40, you can get about 8 cars per roll. So yeah, it's not enough to like nickel and dime it that much. So, I mean, you have to if you're only charging $100 for a full car, but that's why you got to charge more. That's why I believe in you guys. We can all be better. My GeoShield ceramic is excellent. Oh, glad to hear it. Awesome. What is the difference between tint and normal tint? Well, the difference between, just real quick before I end things. So the main differences from one tint to another is going to be the material, the main material that they're constructed out of or colored. So the 3 that I carry here is like a color stable dyed. So that's a dyed film that's going to last a long time. It's mainly just colored film, and it looks good. It'll add glare reduction, and it'll make it look just like this. But then when you go into like a carbon, you're getting heat rejection. You're getting a little bit better color, but you're getting heat rejection. So basically, you know, when the sun's coming in the glass, what you feel on your skin, it basically reduces that by half. Actually, a little bit more with the 5% in carbon. And when you go to ceramic, you have about 75% heat reduction, depending on the ceramic that you go with. But same deal. And you can actually go in much lighter shades in a ceramic and still keep that high heat rejection. So those are basically the main things. And if you don't really see the value prop in spending more for like heat rejection, then, you know, just get a good color stable lifetime film. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people do it and, you know, it works great. It's just, if you want to go for something a little bit more premium, carbon or ceramic are the ways to go. So, but with that, we're going to go ahead and end the stream at this point. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. This was a really fun stream. I had a good time. Hope you all did too. Thank you so much to Charles, Tracy, T-Jet, and Charles again. Oh, he left 2 super chats. Damn, that's awesome. Thanks you guys for supporting the stream. I really appreciate it. Okay, real quick, one question. What's the best tip for the sprayer? I use the cone one, but the fan tip is actually really good too. If you're trying to shoot water down the bottom of back window, I don't know. It's honestly a toss-up. I thought the cone tip for sure because you could adjust it, but I had a lot of fun with the fan tip as well. It's worth asking in some of the Facebook groups though. But with that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And next live stream, what is today, Tuesday? I am actually booked this week, so we should have another live stream on Wednesday, and possibly then on Thursday, and then maybe on Saturday. So there'll be plenty more. So thanks y'all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.